is something to cut some hose, some sort of lubrication. It can either be the silicone spray, dielectric grease, or some motor oil. Since we're dealing with coolant, I recommend not using motor oil, but you can if you absolutely need to. A ratchet with an extension and a 10mm socket, a flathead, and a small Phillips or just some sort of Phillips screwdriver. First things first, we're going to take off some components on the inside of the engine bay. Right here, right? It's a Phillips style clip. What you're going to do is you're going to spin it counterclockwise to get it to pop out. And then you're going to take a little flathead, pry the top portion out, get underneath it, and pry it out like so. We do have a little bit of washer fluid on the neck itself, so it is going to spill out. Hopefully you use your washer fluid and that guy's going to be low and nothing's going to be in there, so nothing will spill out. But what you're really going to want to do is give it a twist and a tug and just really take that neck out. So in our case, the grommet came out with the neck. Make sure you hold on to this grommet. It's going to seal the little provided coupler or union that Cobb provided to be able to seal the neck inside of the washer fluid tank. So take your lubricant of choice and spray down this union right here. That way you can slip it right into the grommet. Like so. So another part that Cobb provides is going to be this little bracket right here. The grommet you see right here is not pre-installed. You're going to see it in the kit. Make sure you install that grommet in there in this part like so. So that little bracket is going to be mounted, if you want to come over here, right on this bolt here. If you see the frame rail, right here is going to be your trans cooler line if you have a CVT model. If you have a manual model, you most likely just have a little covered grommet or a little clip. You're just going to take that guy out and use that bolt. So what Cobb wants you to do is they want you to loosen this bolt, not all the way take it out, just enough to be able to fit that bracket or slide it right underneath it. You might have to pry up on the lines itself, or at least that mount, like so, and just slide it right in there. It should just fall right into place. Then tighten that bolt right back down. Installing the washer fluid hose that they provide in the kit. Don't forget to put on the cap as well. It's blue, it looks like washer fluid. Make sure to use some lubricant. I'm going to put the cap on now, but you can put it on later, it's up to you. I'm just going to put it on right where that union is. So another thing I forgot to mention earlier, you're going to need a set of pliers. I have a nice set of bent tipped pliers right here. What you're going to want to do is take off the little retainer clip you see right here that holds the hood latch cable. You can pop the hood latch cable out first, and then take out the hood latch clip retainer thing. So on the inside of it, you're going to see these two protruding barbs right here. You're going to want to push those in and it should come right out. Okay, so in the kit, Cobb provides two sets of Allens. These are going to be for the two different size Allens. These two are cone head Allens. They're going to be going for the coolant overflow tank, like so. And then you have these other two button head Allens that are going to be using these washers. Those are going to be going or threaded into these two holes right here. This is going to be mounted right here, right where we took out that retainer clip. All right, this little bracket, the washer fluid hose is going to fit right through that hole. The hood latch cable is going to sit through that recess, and the bolt hole should line up with these two holes. You're going to use the button head Allens on these two holes right here with those washers. All right, so we're going to be installing these parts onto the coolant reservoir first. You're going to take the two cone head Allens, with the provided Allen key that Cobb gives you. And tighten them down on here first. Snug in a little bit more, nothing crazy. All it does is hold it in place. Next part is going to be installing the provided hose. We cut it down with our hose cutters. Cobb says to cut out 6 inches. It's really play by ear on this part, because all it is going to be connecting to this bottom port off of the coolant reservoir. That is just a breather port. It does not connect to any other parts of the cooling system. A little bit of loop. Slide it right in, like so. This part you're not worry about laying out the Cobb letters, anything too fancy. The next part is going to be lubricating this bottom side so it can sit inside of that grommet. Lay it inside of the vehicle. Make sure that grommet and that little stud off of the coolant reservoir are gonna sit together well. And like I said earlier, the latch cable is sitting underneath this part of the bracket right here. And you're gonna be installing those 2 button head Allens. So in the kit, Cobb provides a M6x1 10mm hex head bolt. That is going to be for the manual models. If you have a manual model, that little bracket is going to be using this bolt right here. Otherwise, the CVT models are going to be using that bolt that's already there for the transcooler lines. Another thing Cobb provides is going to be this coolant reservoir cap. Make sure you install this O-ring in here. They also provide it. It is not pre-installed. I already installed it, so make sure you install that. Next is to take off the old coolant reservoir. Take off the hose first. It helps to twist it just so you can break that seal. I just yanked it right off. It's pretty easy to take these guys off. Inside here you're gonna have a little like tension retainer that you're gonna have to push in towards the outside of the car, so that way you can flip this guy out, pop that guy out of that stud, and pull it right out. So from that coolant reservoir, your OEM one, you can take the coolant that you already have in there and just pour it right into the new tank. If it is low, you can either use the same OE Subaru blue coolant or any kind of Subaru rated blue coolant. Last thing is going to be connecting the hose from the radiator to the coolant reservoir tank. Same thing, loop. From this part, I would say connect it onto the reservoir first. That way you can get a rough idea of where you need to route the hose, so that way it's not going to be sitting there all funky, and exactly where you need to cut it. Like so. A little bit of lube. Pop it right in there.